Let's talk about Nintendo. Wow, what a doozy that Direct was, huh, guys? I mean, we had the Game & Watch, Super Mario Brothers Edition, okay? And I actually found out something new. The name Game & Watch, it's referring to like Game and Pocket Watch because it tells the time. So that's pretty exciting. It's got Mario 1, it's got Mario 2, or as they call it, the Lost Levels, and it even has a reskinned Game & Watch game on it. So that'll be a ton of fun, and you can spend, $50 on it, and if you're in Europe, you can find some way to charge it. I don't know how you're going to charge it because it doesn't come with a charger. Mario Kart Live, home circuit, looks cool for the kids, you know what I mean? It looks great. It looks fun, honestly. I don't have anything bad to say about this. I mean, the game itself apparently is free. All you have to do is you have to buy the actual Mario Kart. But then, once we get past that sort of segment, we start heading towards the area of this Direct that, we're kind of... Nintendo, you're almost there. You almost do something really cool, and then you do something that's like kind of lame. It's almost cool, and then it's lame. Almost cool, then it's lame. For example, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This game came out on the Wii U. As we all know, the Wii U was not a successful console at all. It, abysmally low numbers. So, obviously, and they've been doing this, they want to take all these games, they want to get them off the prison that is the Wii U, and they would have put them on the Switch to make some money. Okay, we all say, right? That's fine. Of course, we can look back, and we can look at it and say, hey, ooh, Donkey Kong Country Freeze, it was like $40, $50 on the Wii U, and then you bumped it up to $60 on the Switch just because they added funky mode. And now, with Super Mario 3D World, sure, the Wii U version did in fact retail for $60, I'm pretty sure, but we're talking about a game that right now, if you were to go onto your Wii U or onto the eShop on the web, you'd be able to purchase Super Mario 3D World for $19.99 right now. They are what they have valued their own game at $20. They are selling it to us again for $60. Now, we don't know everything about this game, right? Maybe this Bowser's Fury thing, this expansion, if you want to call it that, maybe it's worth the extra potentially $40 in value. Maybe. And another thing to mention is that this new version of the game will have online multiplayer, which the original version did not have. However, we have to take into account that Nintendo's online is one, premium, you have to pay for it, but two, isn't very good anyways. So, who knows if that's a plus. But all of this is just, icing on the Nintendo cake of this Direct, because we haven't even gotten into the stuff that's really upsetting to me. All the stuff you could even say is like, so far, it's good with some caveats. This new stuff is so compromised. Like, it should be good, but it's so compromised by what Nintendo is doing. Let me just get into it. Super Mario Bros. 35. It looks like fun. It's basically, you take the idea of Tetris 99, you apply it to the original Mario Bros. Game, and you lower the player count. So it's Super Mario Bros. 35, you're all playing Super Mario together, but you're sending enemies to other people, you're getting random items, this and that. It looks like fun. Here's the kicker. One, it's exclusive to Nintendo Online members. Whatever, not too big of a deal. But then the other part of it is it's only going to be playable for 6 months. I assume that this means that it's not like they're going to delete it off your system, but the servers will certainly go down. So we're getting this cool game, and I don't know, we won't be able to play it at the end of next March. This doesn't make sense. It's completely bonkers. I don't get it. My theory is that they're going to re-release this game. It's called Super Mario Bros. 35 right now because it's the 35th anniversary. Come next March, they're going to dump this game off the eShop, and they're going to put up a new game called Super Mario Bros. 99, and there's going to be 99 Marios. But that seems like too chaotic, so Or maybe Mario Brothers 50 or something. Like, they're just doing the 35 as a gimmick now, and then when the March rolls around, they will make the number bigger. The gimmick is over. That's my hope. Otherwise, they're just creating an entirely new game and getting rid of it in 6 months, which is just insane. You know, even that, it's like, whatever, it's a little teeny game. You know, it'd suck if that game disappears, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. The real meat of this Direct, here it comes. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Wow, here it is. Finally, classic 3D Mario games on the Nintendo Switch. We've all been waiting. Surely there's no caveats. Surely there's nothing I have to talk about that I have to get off my chest about this thing. Surely there's nothing. But there's always something, isn't there? 3 classic 3D Mario games. You have Super Mario 64, you have Super Mario Sunshine, and you have Super Mario Galaxy. All coming to the Nintendo Switch in one package, $60. I say that, surface level, oh wow, that's great. Let's start getting into the reasons why it's not that great. Let's start with Mario 64. Bye-bye. Oh, did you hear that? Let's run it back again. Bye-bye. Surely you heard it that time. That's the sound of Mario saying goodbye to the backwards long jump. That's right, Mario 64 in this collection will be a version of the game that no longer has backwards long jump. For those of you who don't know what that means, or don't know the significance of that, that means that this game essentially will be an inferior product to the one that was released on the N64 a long time ago. This version of the game will, well, it looks like this version of the game will be the Shindo version, which is a version of the game that was released in Japan as a quote-unquote international version after the release in Japan and the US initially. So this version of the game had a couple of minor changes. Most of them are minor. Instead of saying, "So long, King Bowser," Mario says, "Bye-bye." But on top of that, the backwards long jump was quote-unquote fixed in this version of the game. It doesn't exist. You can't do it. It's unperformable. The removal of the backwards long jump basically kills the appeal of this version of the game for the speedrunning community, which isn't that big of a deal for the vast majority of people. However, it's another decision in a long line of decisions that shows that Nintendo has a problem with you playing the games the way you want, and has a misunderstanding of what fun is, or at least have a very precise definition of what fun is, and is upset at you for trying to have fun in different ways than what they had put in their game, programmed into their game. So they look at something like the backwards long jump as a failure on their end, right? Like, that's not how you're supposed to play the game. This breaks the game in such a way that that isn't how you should play the game. And I think that's just a shame. Again, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just a shame. And if this is the version that's put in this collection, and again, it's not completely confirmed, but the fact that he says bye-bye in the trailer instead of "So long, King Bowser" is a pretty good indication that it'll be a version of the Shindo version. So that's unfortunate. The rest of this thing, you could say, you can be disappointed about what they're doing with Sunshine and Galaxy, I guess. They're here, right? Sunshine and Galaxy, they're here on the system. So that's good. That's really good enough at the end of the day. Like, I won't complain too much about it. They're getting widescreen support. They're getting upscaled a bit. But we are missing Super Mario Galaxy 2 for some reason. And the only reason I can think of that they would remove Super Mario Galaxy 2 is to make it so that even if you buy this package in the next 6 months, and I haven't even gotten to that point yet, this will only be available for 6 months as well. If you buy this package in the next 6 months, you will still have to buy Super Mario Galaxy 2 when they release it, when the 6 months is over, separately, in order to complete your collection. It's just Nintendo doing money math. They're like, okay, well, we can sell these 3 games in a $60 package, but then we can also get another, $30 or something, $30 or $40 when we put Super Mario Galaxy 2 by itself out there. But let's step back for a moment. Here are these 3 games available for $60, but only for the next 6 months. And there's no indication of whether or not these games will be sold in some other fashion, right? As far as we know, both physically and digitally, this game will only be purchasable until the end of next March. And there's no guarantee whether or not there's going to be a way to buy these afterwards. That means that you, as a fan of Mario games, or even just a video game, you just care about video games, and you want to have these classic video games in their most modern iteration, you have to buy it in the next 6 months right now. There's just no other option. You can't wait for it to go on sale. You can't hope for a decently priced used version or something. You just can't do that. It will not happen, because you can only buy this game for the next 6 months, as far as we know. Now, my personal theory is that come next March, after March rolls around, after it's done and over with, Nintendo's just going to say, hey, here are these 3 games all sold separately for $30 each. Sorry you missed out. Now you have to pay $90 for these 3 games rather than the $60. Too bad. So sad. And even then, you as a educated consumer, still, if you need to have these games or really, really want to, you have to buy these games now, because, again, the possibility is either that they're not available for sale or it's going to be exorbitantly more expensive come April of next year. So I think this is just ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And we haven't gotten into, hey, this package is great and all, but look at what Crash did. Look at what Spyro did. We're talking about both of these games have the same number of games in them. Crash N. Sane Trilogy, okay, has Crash 1, 2, and 3. Spyro Reignited has Spyros 1, 2, and 3. And these are games that were completely remade from the ground up. We're not talking about just, upscaled or even updated the textures. We're talking about remade ground up with like painstaking detail. And what does Nintendo give us? 3 emulated games on the Nintendo, and a version of Mario 64 that's arguably inferior as well. And it's just unfortunate that Nintendo gets away with this stuff, because everybody, the reaction is mostly positive, right? And rightly so. We're excited to see these Mario games, but it's just so unfortunate it's got to come with all these caveats. I don't know, man. It's just, this announcement should have been just this great thing, but I just have to look at it and I have to say, this is just Nintendo taking advantage of the fact that people love their games so much that they're just willing to put up with bad value. And I'm hoping that, I don't know, I don't expect to change anybody's mind about buying this game. In fact, I might even end up buying it, because again, like, what am I supposed to do? Not buy the HD version of Sunshine? Not buy the HD version of Galaxy? But I'm just hoping people at least start thinking, maybe it's not this bundle, but maybe it's the next bundle where they're like, hey, Nintendo, this ain't it, man. This isn't it. We can't do this anymore. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. See you next time.